So this video will be about one of the greatest, if not the greatest confrontations between the Hulk and Carl Creel, aka the Absorbing Man, which started in The Incredible Hulk Volume 2, number 55, and ended in The Incredible Hulk Volume 2, number 59, under the title of Hide in Plain Sight. The story shows the incredible powers of the Absorbing Man and sheds some light on his ability to mind control people and to force them to do things against their own will. Bruce Banner has returned to New York City to lose himself among the millions of people. He catches a news report about how Dr. David Zan has created a new plasma field prison in order to contain the Absorbing Man. He turns to a woman named Judy Lawton to remark how amazing this news is, unaware that she works at the facility that is holding the Absorbing Man. She tells him that he doesn't know the half of it before she goes down into the subway. There, she runs into her friend Pamela Grayson. Judy reveals that she is engaged and shows off her ring. As the train comes, Judy suddenly jumps in front of the train in what seems to be a suicide. However, in his cell, the Absorbing Man grins and his eyes glow. Not long after, there is a report about the suicide of Judy Lawton. When the news reaches her co-workers at the secret facility holding the Absorbing Man, located beneath an abandoned cemetery, they are all devastated by the news. Meanwhile, Banner is at dinner when he happens to see Pamela Grayson. Recognizing her from the news reports, he sits down to talk to her, telling her that he met Judy shortly before she jumped in front of the train. They continue their conversation as they walk into the Central Park, as Pamela discusses how Judy had such a bright future ahead. They are unaware that some muggers began to follow them. Elsewhere in the facility where the Absorbing Man has been contained, a staff member began to hit on her co-worker. Suddenly, she returns to normal, and the being that was possessing her takes control of her co-worker. She begins to panic while the evil presence attempts to rape her. However, before the worst can happen, Dr. Zan and Warden Johnson happen to view the security footage and see the attack in progress and rush out to stop it. Back in New York, Banner and Pamela are confronted by the muggers. The evil presence takes control of Pamela and she fights off the attackers. But when Banner asks how she learned to fight like that, she just punched him. Back at the prison, Dr. Zan checks the security footage of the Absorbing Man and sees that he is still sitting in his cell, grinning. Pamela is now free from the control of the being possessing her and apologizing for hitting Banner. She has no memory whatsoever of what happened and is surprised when Banner tells her that she took out the muggers herself. She becomes angry when Banner questions her about having mind blanks before. She thinks he is suggesting that she pushed Judy in front of the train and hits him with her purse and walks away. Banner notices that she dropped one of her business cards when she hit him. Meanwhile, Dr. Zan realizes that the Absorbing Man found a way to utilize his powers so that he can send his mind outwards and control other people. He pulls a gun and goes to confront the Absorbing Man in his cell. Finding Pamela waiting for the subway, Banner tries to apologize for anything he might have said which offended her. However, she is suddenly possessed by the Absorbing Man and she pushes Banner in front of a train, but he hulks out and saves himself from getting crushed. Convinced that the Absorbing Man has managed to send his mind out into different bodies while imprisoned, Dr. Zan shoots at the plasma shield that contains Carl Creel, but with no effect. Desperate to stop the villain from causing more harm, he deactivates the force field to shoot him. However, the Absorbing Man possesses Dr. Zan and is about to make him shoot himself when the alarm brings guards into his cell. He then has Dr. Zan shoot one of the officers. Meanwhile, Banner and Pamela discuss what just happened. She hallucinates Creel sitting next to her instead of Banner and panics. She describes that she saw a horrible man, the one that she recognized from television. He shows her an article about the Absorbing Man, and she confirms that this is the man she saw. Banner is suddenly possessed by Creel and pushes Pamela into the traffic, but he pulls her to safety before she is hit by a truck. Realizing Creel is trying to trigger a transformation into the Hulk, Banner is forced to Hulk out to avoid getting killed by a truck. However, as soon as he transforms, Creel takes possession of the Hulk. Creel, possessing the Hulk's body, grabs Pamela just as the police arrive and order the Hulk to drop the woman. Hulk attacks the police and Pamela tries to reach Banner's mind, which doesn't work until she is winged by an officer's bullet, causing Banner to go back to his senses. Banner finds himself trapped deep inside his mind. Creel begins to talk to him, telling him to flee through a door in his mind. He enters the doorway to find himself in a long hallway. As Creel mocks him, the room begins filling up with the water. Bruce suddenly realizes that Creel has made him jump into the river and his only chance to avoid drowning is to fight Creel's mind control. Banner finally manages to get to the surface before he drowns. He realizes that Creel saved his life, because he is not finished with the Hulk yet. Instead of being taken home, Pamela has the officers take her to the home of her friend Judy Lawton, who was forced to jump in front of a subway train. She convinces the landlord to let her into Judy's apartment so she can search for clues to the location of the secret prison where Creel is being held. She finds a confidential file and a phone number to the prison. Pamela calls Dr. Zan, who is about to be taken away by the guards. Meanwhile, Banner comes across a car. The passengers are dead, their throats are cut, and he is horrified to see that Creel has taken possession of a little girl and forced her to murder her parents. Meanwhile, Pamela tries to warn Dr. Zan about the danger of Creel, but Warden Johnson has had enough and ends the call. Creel forces Banner to follow his orders by threatening to cut the girl's throat if he doesn't comply. When the police arrive on the scene, Creel thrusts the knife into Banner's hands, making the officers think that he is threatening to kill the girl. The officers shoot the knife in Banner's hand. He then approaches the officers and demands to be allowed to take a car and leave, threatening to turn into the Hulk, warning them that their bullets will put the child in danger. The officers stand down and give Banner what he wants. He then uses the radio to call Pamela to let her know where he is going. Pamela takes Judy's car to try and find him. She spots them as they are fleeing the scene. Creel leads Banner to a train station where he bought a ticket to Vicksburg, New Jersey, the location of the secret facility where the absorbing man has been contained. They are finally joined by Pamela, who managed to get on the train as well. Creel learns that Pamela is coming to avenge the death of her friend Judy. However, he is confident that he will use the Hulk to break out of prison. Soon, they arrive in Vicksburg, where not far away, the absorbing man's body is being contained. They finally reach the cemetery in Vicksburg, where the facility is secretly hidden. Once they arrive, Creel explains that after possessing the mind of Dr. Zan, he has learned the weakness of the plasma field that the doctor invented to contain him. Creel explains that its weakness is at the top and it will shut down if the Hulk were to dig down and land on top of it. However, Banner points out that he cannot just turn the Hulk on and off. With no other way to get out of this situation, Banner channels the strength through his own body to dig the hole needed to get down to Creel's cell. As the alarm begins to go off, Banner comes crashing in through the ceiling and into Creel's cell. During the confusion, Dr. Zan manages to break out in his quarters to see what's going on. Instead of pulling the absorbing man's body out of his cell, Banner begins beating on it. This forces the absorbing man to let go of his position of the little girl. With Creel back in his body, Banner turns into the Hulk. In response, the absorbing man absorbs the mass of equipment in order to increase his size and strength. As the two battle to the surface, Warden Johnson notices that Dr. Zan is severely wounded. Unable to speak, Zan touches his forehead before dying. When Pamela and the little girl jump into the facility to get away from the Hulk and the absorbing man, they find Warden Johnson, who tells Pamela about Zan's dying message. Pamela comes up with the means of defeating the absorbing man. She tricks him into thinking that there are plasma fields all around the facility and that nobody knows how to shut them off other than Dr. Zan. The absorbing man sees no harm in finding answers in the mind of the scientist. However, when he tries to possess Zan's body, he discovers that Zan is already dead, with no mind to control. The absorbing man becomes trapped in Zan's dead brain, and his body dissolves to nothing. Somewhere in Asia, a couple celebrate the arrival of their newborn child. Unknown to them, the child's eyes are glowing, a sign that he has been possessed by the absorbing man. Hulk has fought the absorbing man on many occasions, but this one, in my opinion, shows how powerful the absorbing man can be. In addition to his ability to duplicate the properties of anything he touches, whether gas, liquid, solid, or even energy sources, Creel is genius and has incredible mind control powers which he can also use to take control of his opponents. This was a review of one of my most favorite Hulk vs. Absorbing Man confrontations just 2 days before the Immortal Hulk number 9 is out, which will be witnessing another confrontation with the formidable villain. The full story has been uploaded on Savage Hulk channel. Check out the annotation in the end of the video or follow the link in the description box below, and as usual, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching, and have a nice one.